Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it hasn't been too long since I posted my last empties video, but I've emptied a load of more products since that last empties video was posted. So today I'm going to be sharing with you all the products that I've emptied since my last empties video. As you can see, there is a load of stuff in here. It's actually quite a fair amount of product considering it hasn't been that long of a time period, but I'm going to get straight into it. If you're interested in seeing more of my project pans and empties videos, by the way, I'll link my playlist in the description box down below. All the products I've just thrown into this Mecca Maxima bag, and I've just put them out as I go in no particular order. The first thing sitting on the top here is this Australis Makeup Finishing Spritz, and this is the matte one. I actually really enjoyed this makeup finishing spray, but I didn't find it to be revolutionary or anything. It did the job, but it didn't leave me particularly impressed. So I would repurchase it again if it was on sale and I was out of finishing spray and I didn't want to try any others, but there are others on my list that I'd like to try, so I probably won't be repurchasing this one, at least for the foreseeable future. The next product I emptied took me kind of a while, and this was the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer, and I have cleared this out completely. You've seen me use this on my channel for a while. I haven't, by the way, cleaned any of my pans, so all my pans, even though they're empty, they're all still dirty. I'm not sure, maybe I should clean them so they look aesthetically pleasing and post some pictures on Instagram. I love following a lot of people on Instagram when they post their panning pics. I find it really satisfying, so maybe I should get into that. But yeah, I found this bronzer absolutely lovely. You've been watching me pan it for a while on my channel now, and yeah, I love the scent, of course. It's just that perfect chocolatey scent that Too Faced is known for. I love the shade of this. This was a pretty flattering shade for me. It was a little bit on the warmer side, which is something I prefer in a bronzer, but it wasn't too warm that it pulled orange or red on my skin tone. And yeah, just a really decent bronzer. So that was a bronzer that I really enjoyed using up entirely. I have a load of face products that I've used up. I used up a load of foundations all at once. So I'll go through them one by one. I'll go through some BB creams first. So I used up these two BB creams from Rimmel. I'm not going to show you a close-up of this one just because it's really dirty, but this is what the matte one looks like, and then this one is the Radiance version of the formula. So the matte one is in a kind of matte packaging and it has a purple lid, whereas the Radiance one is in a kind of in a smoother, less textured packaging. And these are both in the shade Light. I actually found the shade matches of these were both pretty good for my skin tone. They didn't pull too pink or too yellow on me. They were pretty neutral. I did really enjoy the matte one for giving a little bit more coverage. I found that it was a little bit more buildable than the Radiance one. The Radiance one was gorgeous for a really natural, glowy, everyday kind of look. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Rimmel BB creams, and both of these were great formulas and I enjoyed using them up. Next, I have 3 foundations to talk about, and these are all from L'Oreal and they're all from the Infallible line. I have the Infallible Pro Glow, the Infallible Total Cover, and the Infallible 24-Hour Matte. I'll talk about the Pro Glow first. So the Pro Glow I got in the shade 202 Creamy Natural. It just looks like this, and I really liked this foundation. It gave a really natural, luminous look to the skin without being overly dewy or overly wet looking, and it was just a really wearable, easy foundation to reach for everyday looks. I liked the scent of this. I didn't find it too thick. It was kind of a medium coverage, but I could build it up in areas if I wanted a little bit more intensity, or if I wanted to sheer it out, I could buff it away. It was just a really workable foundation, and I love it, and I definitely would consider repurchasing this in the future. The next foundation from the L'Oreal Infallible range is the 24-Hour Matte Foundation. It just looks like this, and I used the shade 11 Vanilla. This foundation was also really good. This was definitely a warmer toned foundation for me, so it did match me particularly better when I was fake tanned or naturally tanned. I liked wearing this for cheer comps or going out because this really lasted very well. Since it is that 24-hour matte formula, I did really agree that this is definitely a long wearing foundation. It goes on a very liquidy. It wasn't a thick formula at all, but it did leave a really lasting matte finish, and yeah, it was just a great full coverage foundation. I could have it sheared out to a medium coverage, but yeah, I would say this is fuller coverage, and I definitely will be repurchasing this in the future. I actually already have. I repurchased it in the Fresh Wear formula, so that's the updated version of this foundation, and I'm really enjoying it. And the last L'Oreal foundation that I used up is the Infallible Total Cover, and I got the shade 9 Light Sand, and it looks like this, and I think this is a shade lighter than the 24-hour matte color because this was a little bit on the paler side for me. This foundation was really thick in consistency. Like when these come out, these two were both in like a liquid consistency. This one came out as like a thick cream, but it did like blend out nicely into the skin. It didn't look too much like a thick layer or anything. It wasn't like cakey or anything. It was definitely a more intense foundation. This was great for like, you know, if I was going out on a night out or going out for like a cheer competition or something that I wanted my makeup to last. So this was good for situations in which I wanted a really intense full coverage and I wanted my makeup to last for a very, very long time. This wasn't something that I would like to reach for every day, just because it can feel a little bit heavy on the skin just because it is so full coverage, but it is really good for being a full coverage foundation if you are in need of, you know, a real high intensity cover. So yeah, I really did rate this foundation, and I found the color range of these Infallible foundations is really decent. Sometimes with drugstore foundations, I find they can pull a little bit pink on my yellowish skin tone, but these all were easy to find in like a yellowy undertone that would match me properly. So yeah, this was a really good foundation and I definitely would recommend it. Another product that I used up is my all-time favorite highlighter. This is Fuego from the Desi and Katie collab they did with Dose of Colors, and it is entirely gone. I loved this highlighter so much that I purchased a couple of backups, thank goodness, because I loved this to death. It's all gone obviously, but yeah, it was just a really gorgeous golden highlight. I totally recommend this. You can still purchase this on the Dose of Colors website or on, I think, beautybay.com. Wherever you can purchase Dose of Colors, it should still be in stock, but this is supposed to be like a limited edition collab that happens, so I'm not sure how much longer they'll be in stock for, but I definitely reckon you should pick them up because the texture of this highlight on the skin is really smooth. It blurs the skin, it gives a perfect champagne golden sheen without being too dark on lighter skin tones as well. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous favorite highlight of all time. The next thing I used up is kind of random. This is a Josie Moran argan oil. It just looks like this. This is just a mini size that I got in a Mecca Beauty Loop bag like ages and ages ago, and I loved this. I really liked using up the little dropper, and I like the scent of it as well. It was just a plain argan oil. Oh my gosh, there's like one drop left in there. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to use that tonight. It's a great moisturizing oil. I used this at my boyfriend's house and I left it in my toiletry bag at his house. So every time I came out of the shower, this was my facial moisturizer and I love it. And you could also use this on your like hands or on your hair or anywhere you want to like moisturize or give a bit more like nourishment. It's a really good oil, and I definitely would consider repurchasing the argan oil in future because it is really gorgeous, but it is a bit on the expensive side, so that's why I haven't repurchased it already. I also used up a couple of eyeliners and brow products. I'll start off with the brow product. This is the Rimmel Brow This Way. On one end it just has like a retractable brow pencil, but there's nothing left there because obviously it's all used up, and then on the other end it just has a little spoolie like this. I quite liked the shade of this. I got it in the shade 003 Dark Brown, and I didn't find it pulled too warm on my skin tone. A big problem a lot of people with darker hair colors have with brow products is that they can often pull red or warm undertones and make you look like you have really warm toned brows, but this didn't have that issue. I liked the shade. The formula was good, but I found that the tip of the pencil, as you can see, it's a pretty wide chiseled tip, and because of that it kind of didn't give as precise of a finish to the tail of my brow as I would prefer. It did do a good job, but it isn't my preference, and I don't think I'll be repurchasing it again just because I'd like to try other things out instead. The next thing I used up is a NYX Retractable Eyeliner, and this one is in the shade brown, and it just looks like this, and it's just a retractable eyeliner that I loved. This was really nice. I really like the NYX Retractable Eyeliner formula. I find it really creamy, blends out really nicely. I could smudge this in my outer corner and then blend it with my finger, and it would make a really like nice smudgy wing, and just yeah, a really wearable brown eyeliner. And the last eyeliner I used up, of course, is the Maybelline Hypersharp Wing Liner. This is my holy grail eyeliner. I go through these all the time because it has a really good brush tip. I find that with the brush tip I'm able to get a really precise wing on my eyeliner, and yeah, it's at a really affordable price point. Definitely a great dupe for the Kat Von D tattoo liner or the Too Faced Better Than Sex. All of those really popular high-end eyeliners all have brush tips, but you don't have to spend the price. You can get it for a lot cheaper at the drugstore. The Maybelline one is a lot more affordable. Speaking of high-end, I used up two more mascaras. They were both little minis that I received, I can't even remember when. The first one is the Benefit They're Real mascara. It's just got a really famous tip that looks like this. I really like the applicator wand on the Benefit They're Real mascara. I just think it's a really easy to use silicone wand, and yeah, I enjoyed using this, and I think I have more of them in my collection that I'll open later on when I've used up some other mascaras first. And the other mascara I used up was the Too Faced Better Than Sex, which has the really famous hourglass wand. This one I find always dries out so quickly. Every time I get a Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, it dries out pretty quickly, but it is a good formula. It's just not as long lasting of a product in my collection, but it does do the job and does give me volume and length in my lashes. So yeah, I do like both of those mascaras. The next thing I have to talk about is this Revlon bronzer that I panned entirely. This was from the Photo Ready line that they did a while ago, and this was in the shade 100 Bronzed and Chic. It just looked like this before, and it used to have a quad bronzer inside, if that makes sense. Like, it was cut into like 4 areas, and there was like a lighter brown, a medium, another medium, and then a dark brown bronze. And then you like swirled your brush in all of them, and it gave you like a nice even bronze. This product I used up so long ago that I can barely remember how it went. I had a lot of skin issues in like the bronzing area of my face at the time, so this was probably a bit patchy on my skin because of my skin issues, not because the bronzer itself was bad. But in saying that, I don't really know then if the bronzer was that good because I was having skin issues, but I'm sure it was fine. It also came with a dodgy flimsy brush, which I probably threw away, but yeah, that is the bronzer that I also panned. I also used up another makeup finishing setting spray. This is the Mecca Cosmetica Metamorphosis Hydrating Mist, and it just looks like this. It comes in this gorgeous rose gold packaging. I might reuse this packaging so that I can like make a little hand sanitizer spray or something. It's just like such a cute little bottle, but yeah, this was really good before and after makeup. So before I applied my makeup, I could use this as like a prep spray, and like I sprayed this all over my face, and it made my face a lot more moisturized and ready for makeup. And then afterwards, if I sprayed this on top of my makeup afterwards, it gave it kind of a glowy, dewy, wet looking finish that would generally dry down to be very, very dewy. So yeah, this was a really good hydrating mist, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Another face product that I panned entirely is this Nars Duo. This was Orgasm and Laguna, the 2 iconic shades from Nars. I didn't really like the size of this one. This is a mini size, so it's teeny tiny, and so I found that the pan size of both of those products was so small. Like, that kind of size for a bronzer is so small compared to, like, say, this is like a normal size for a bronzer. What is this? 10 grams. I would say like 10 to like 8 grams even is normal size for bronzer. The size of the bronzer in this duo was 2.5 grams. So as you can see, there's a really big difference in the size of those pans in there. So yeah, I just found it a little bit difficult to get the product out of this like tiny pan with a big bronzer brush to give it that like even fluffy effect on the face. I did use it up entirely, and I did repurchase a full size of Laguna bronzer by itself and the Orgasm blush by itself. I loved the Orgasm blush. I used that up pretty quickly because it's such a gorgeous shade. It looks so wonderful on so many different skin tones. I love the golden sheen it gives to the face. It just looks really healthy on the skin, and I was really happy to use this product up. But one thing I do have to say also is this packaging doesn't age well. Like, the Nars packaging when you first get it is absolutely gorgeous. It has like that gorgeous rubberized matte kind of finish, but after a while it gets really dirty really quickly, and also the packaging starts getting like sticky, and it kind of like starts picking up like a tacky texture, which isn't really pleasant. So yeah, I'm happy to get this out of my collection before the packaging gets too disgusting. But yeah, both beautiful products in there. I also used up a concealer. This is the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer in the shade 010 Ivory, and I literally repurchased this as soon as I used it up because I love the Rimmel Match Perfection Concealer. It's a really lightweight concealer. It gives a brightness to the face without being overly cakey. It melts into the skin really nicely, and just overall a wonderful concealer. I also used up this tiny little lipstick from Hourglass, and I love the packaging on this. It's a little bloop. It's just so cute and little. This is a red liquid lipstick in the shade Icon. The applicator on this was teeny tiny. It just looks like this, and it was a classic red shade. I liked the formula on this, but this tiny little, I liked the formula of this liquid lipstick, but I found that because it was only a very small amount of product in here, I don't feel like I have an entire feel for the product. Although it is really good, I don't really have anything in particular to say about it. So sorry, it was just a really tiny product. I also have a couple of makeup products that I'll share with you that I'm decluttering. It's just 2, and they've just both gone off. So the first one is this Too Faced Melted Latex Liquid Lipstick, and this one is in the shade Hopeless Romantic. I purchased this one on sale from Mecca Cosmetica because it was like being discontinued and it went off really quickly, and now it has like a funny smell and I no longer want to wear it. Oh yeah, no, I would not wear that anymore. It smells like almost acidic. Like, this does not smell like it is good product anymore. So yeah, when product is no longer like good or fresh in my collection, I just declutter it. So I'm just sharing that with you guys. And also I'm decluttering this Nars single eyeshadow in the shade Out Reamer. First of all, this is the kind of plastic packaging that has got that rubberized finish that has gone off. It's getting like fluff stuck to it because it is sticky and tacky packaging. It's got so much dirt all over it, and the packaging is like scratchable. Like, as you can see, you can literally scratch off that like excess like rubberized texture from the packaging. It's kind of disgusting. Inside, the eyeshadow has gone off entirely. This is really rare for me. I don't think I've ever had an eyeshadow get mold like this, but this is my first eyeshadow with mold on it. I believe this is mold, but it's just like white gunk all over the eyeshadow there. So yeah, I won't be applying this on my eyes anymore. I have other blues in my collection that I can use instead, and I won't miss this because the packaging is gross and the product is gross. This can go happily into the bin. I also have 3 last things to show you guys, and they are tools that I have destroyed somehow, and I don't really know how I've destroyed all of them. I only know how I've destroyed one of them actually. So this tool, I know how I destroyed it. This is the Real Techniques brow brush, and it just looks like this. It used to have a chiseled like angled brow tip on the end, but I used this to clean up the sides of my nail polish. When I was doing my nails, I like dipped this in nail polish remover and like swiped it down the sides of the nails where any excess got onto my skin, and doing that destroyed the glue inside, and so now all the bristles have sunk down into the like actual ferrule of the brush, which is very annoying, and I can't get them out anymore. So yeah, I've destroyed that brush. I should probably bin it. If anyone has any tips on how to fix a brush when you do something stupid like this to it, please help me out because I shouldn't have done this. I have replaced this brush since, but I always feel like I have a shortage of brow brushes and angled brushes in my brush collection, so maybe I should pick up some more brushes because I feel like I'm still short on brow brushes for some reason. Anyway, the other 2 things that I've destroyed are, one, this precision liner brush. It used to have like a couple of really detailed brush hairs coming out of this ferrule, but they've disappeared. I'm not sure if they fell out entirely or if they've disappeared into the actual ferrule down there somewhere, but there is no more brush hairs coming out of it. I don't know what happened, but this is broken. And the last thing I need to replace are my lash curlers. I haven't used lash curlers on my channel like I think ever, because my lash curlers are busted. I'm not sure if you can tell, but this angle is like really small. Like, an eye is not that small. It's been squashed inwards somehow, and I'm not sure how this like squashing inwards motion happened, but my like eye is not that narrow and steep of a curve, so like this would curl no one's eye. I think I just need to put this one in the bin. I might be picking up the Shuimura or the Shiseido lash curler sometime in the near future, just because I really want to start curling my lashes again. I kind of had a phase where I stopped curling my lashes because I felt like it wasn't doing much, because I don't really have much lashes to start with. I was like, oh, I can't be bothered, but I can be bothered again, and I want to get a lash curler again to replace it so that I can start having curled lashes again, because I am starting to wear mascara on my natural lashes more often these days. And the last empty I have to share with you guys today is this Eos Lip Balm, and this is in the like, I think it was in the lemon scent. Let me have a go. Yeah, it was. There is a little bit of product left in the bottom there, but it no longer smells like nice anymore, so I'm not going to be using that up because I think it's gone off. But I love the little yellow sapphire that this packaging is. I think it's really cute. I don't like that it's rubberized, because although it's nice when you first buy it, you can probably tell it's gotten really dirty, so that wasn't as aesthetically pleasing. I was surprised that my dog didn't eat this lip balm. My dog is obsessed with stealing my lip balms and eating them, and she's eaten, I think, 2 of my EOS little sapphires, and for some reason she didn't eat this one. I was really upset when she ate my sweet vanilla one, because that is my other favorite flavor, but I would say that the sweet vanilla one in the like swirly pink packaging and this yellow lemon one are my 2 favorite flavors that EOS has ever come out with. And yeah, I really enjoyed this lip balm. It was a gift from a friend actually, so thank you Sarah, because I loved this. That is everything that I have emptied recently. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment anything you'd like to see from me in future down below, subscribe to see more content from me. I have lots more empties, project pan, all that kind of stuff coming up in the near future, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you in a future video soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!